Very disappointing result. Very disappointing special teams performance tonight. I think our defense, again, rose to the occasion and played well. But when you give up a blocked field goal to take the lead at the half for a touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown, a bad snap on a punt that led to a touchdown deep in our own territory, a blocked extra point. We didn't give ourselves a chance, to win the football game because of our own miscues in the special teams. And I can't really, you can't fault Trey Payne for the long snapper. He's our third team long snapper, and he's not even a long snapper. He's a linebacker helping out because we don't have our two long snappers. So you can't blame Trey for that. He's out there fighting his tail off. So I'm not throwing him under the bus. But, I mean, when you get the defense they held them to 93 yards rushing. They were on the field. They played their tails off. They forced field goals, and they got some to miss, and it's just self-destruction on special teams tonight. Questions?
Where exactly was the breakdown in blocking on this field goal?
On the field goal that we were lining up, and in Royer's he kicked the 42-yarder, hit it with plenty of distance. So you have, so many seconds to go in the half. You're thinking 49-yard field goals in his range. I don't care if we'd have kicked it from 10 yards or 49 yards or 50, whatever it was. It was going to get blocked because we didn't block. Our wing was unable to protect the inside like he's supposed to. We had a crucial breakdown in that protection. And then we have it come up the middle on us when we were kicking to go down 7, 24-17, and we got another one blocked. So that's the protection part of it.
You talk about that did the motion for you guys, the field goal return specifically going into the half. How you responded to it?
Well, they responded fine. We came back and tied the game. I mean, that didn't crush us. It just made it hard. I mean, it's hard to win college football games. It's really hard to win college football games when you give them a blocked field goal for a touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown, a bad snap on a punt, and put your defense out there to line them up for a touchdown. I know we say, hey, we got to stop them, but you can't continue to do that, and then give a blocked extra point. I mean, you can't continue to do that.
What do you feel some of the reasons the special team did that breakdown?
If I knew that, we work it every day. We spend time on it every day. We missed the block. We got our pad level too high on the one that they blocked. They came up right up the middle, and then the one that they blocked and scooped and scored, we totally whiffed on a block. We went out when we were supposed to punch in and then go out. Just the same field goal protection that everybody in America does. We just didn't execute it. And then the punt return, we got out-leveraged. The guy's supposed to keep the ball inside of him, and he didn't. And touchdown.
How did you feel about Connor?
I thought it was very, very gutty. It was very gutty. For everybody, anybody has any questions about why Aaron Winchester didn't play, he's injured. He got hurt on the last play of the game at South Alabama, and he didn't practice all week. He's got a sprained ankle and could not move. So that's why Aaron Winchester did not start or play. It wasn't a coach's decision. It was an injury. But I thought Connor was gritty. Obviously, he threw 2 interceptions, but, I mean, that dude is out there fighting and trying to do everything he can. You got a 3rd and long, and we call a smash route, and we hit the guy right in the face, which should have been a first down inside the 30-yard line. The next play, they return for a touchdown. Really don't know what to say about that. That ain't Connor Manning. He was out there scrapping and doing the best that he could.
Why do you think the offense just wasn't clicking today? The defense was doing, or was it?
No, I mean, they're a good defense. We did some things, but it's been tough this year, on offense. It really has. I mean, I'm not making excuses. You lose 2 of the players of the year, and you're trying to restart at quarterback, and he's starting to get better, and then he gets injured and can't play, and then he has to come back and play. So he's a little rusty, but he's trying to, get it going. Penny Hart's played 15 plays for us all season. He's one of the best players in America, We've got other guys, and obviously we're not doing a good enough job getting them the ball. Well, we're trying, but people know that. They key on that. It's just right now we're struggling on the offensive side, but it wasn't offense today. We put up enough points to win the game with the way the defense played. It was special teams that broke us down. Our special teams was an embarrassment.
Talk about what you saw in the run game, how you guys were able to control the time of possession.
I didn't even know that I haven't looked at the stats. I mean, we controlled it by 1 minute. 1 minute. We controlled it by 1 minute. So, I mean, we ran the ball okay. I'm looking at Kyler Neal had a really nice run, but he's gimpy. He couldn't keep going. He's got a high ankle sprain. What did we rush? We rushed for 94 yards on 31 carries. It's okay. I mean, we're not knocking people off the ball. We've struggled running the ball since we've been here, but it wasn't. Again, I will say this. It wasn't. The offense was not great. We haven't been great all year long. You need to score more than 16 points in a game at this level. Should be at least in the 30s. And so we've struggled a little bit on offense, but they put up enough if we do our job on special teams that, we don't lose that football game. Or at least we're in a position at the end much better than we would have been. Hats off to Arkansas State. They deserve the credit. They did what they needed to do. They made the plays on special teams. Our kids fought their tails off, but at the end of the day, it's a loss. And there's 3 phases of this game: offense, defense, and special teams. And special teams was not good today.
Going back to offense, so you said Aaron Winchester was banged up from last week, and Connor Manning, especially at the end of the game, looked like he was hurt really bad. You ever thinking about taking a look at Parks?
Oh yeah, we had Jaquez on alert, but I don't think it's fair in the last minute of the game and you're down and you're trying to come back to put a guy in that hadn't played it down. And if it's early in the game, and you can use his skill set, which is quarterback runs. That's what we would have used him, and put him in there. He got plenty of reps. We got him ready. And if there was anything wrong with Connor, we were going to go with Jaquez. But I can't put Jaquez in the game, and ask him to chunk it around, and he's never played, and it's the very end when Connor was still able to go. I mean, we're never going to put a kid in harm's way. We talked to the doctors, we talked to the trainer all through the game, so I know where he's at. And he's a battler, he's a warrior. My hat's off to him for fighting. But if that would have happened early in the game, then yes, we'd have went with Jaquez. Yes, sir.
You were 2 for 2 in the red zone again today. It seems to be one of the strongest points of this offense. Is that one of the major points you're going to build on for next week's game? We're
building on something. I mean, anything. Anything. Continue to build on defense and their efforts that they're given, and again, it wasn't that the kids didn't give good effort. It was just breakdowns. And I told them before the game, it's usually 3 or maybe 4 plays during the course of a game that when it's all said and done, you look at and you say, well, that's what it was. And you look at today, block field goal for a touchdown, punt return for a touchdown, bad snap on punt, block extra point. There's your 4 plays. No matter what the offense did, what the defense did, you take those 4 plays out of it, and we're in a position to win that football game.
Last week, you had 5 penalties for 37 yards against South Bama, and today you had 7 for 65 yards. And I'm noticing your third down conversion was 4 of 17. Was it discipline that was allowing you to get more? It was obviously stalling plays and hurting your third down conversion as well too.
Well, it never helps, when you get penalties. We are one of the fewest penalized teams in our conference. You can't control some of the penalties. Holding or pass interference are judgment calls. So there's nothing you can really do about that other than keep your hands inside. The illegal procedures are self-inflicted. And I don't know how many we had. I only think we had one, maybe 2. Sometimes that happens in the course of a game. But, it wasn't the penalties that put us in those situations as bad as when you get into third downs. If it's getting into third and longs, I don't know exactly the breakdown of whether it was third, medium, or third and longs. Our game is not as vertical as it was when we had Nick Arbuckle and Penny Hart and Donovan Harden. And we're more of a controlled passing game right now. And we'd love to get vertical, but that hadn't been very effective for us. So when you're dinking and dunking and playing small ball underneath, and you get into 3rd and 10, it's very difficult. So the whole idea is to stay out of those situations. And when you get a penalty and it puts you, 1st and 15 or 2nd and 20, you're going to have issues, Yes, sir.
In this game, there were a lot of mental errors that stood out on offense, special teams. Do you think any of that contributed to the short week you guys had?
Well, I didn't see assignment bust. When you say mental errors, a guy got beat on a field goal. That's not a mental error. He knew exactly what to do. It's not a mental error. I'm trying to think what other mental errors you saw. There's a difference between making a mental error and totally messing up a play than there is getting beat on a play. And we got beat. We got beat on punt. We got beat because bad snap. We got beat because we didn't block the guy. We knew who to block. We didn't do it. So there's a difference between those type of errors, mental errors. When you say mental errors, to me, that means we didn't know what we were doing, and I didn't see that from our guys. Yes, sir.
Coach, the great play in secondary, especially with Jerome Smith tonight, had to be a positive sign.
There's a lot of positives about our defense. I mean, Shandon Sullivan and Jerome Smith play as good as any 2 corners in our conference. I mean, those guys are lockdown guys. Yeah, every now and then the team's going to get something on them. This is college football. That's just the way it works, But I've got nothing but praise for our defense. Got nothing but praise for our defense. We're not as good as we need to be on offense. We were horrible on special teams, and that's it in a nutshell. Yes, sir.
In the fourth quarter, when you did have Trey Barnett run the kickback, did the team feel like they were still in the game?
We felt like we were in the game all the way till the very end when they took a knee. When we're getting the onside kickoff ready because we're down 31-16, you go down, you score, you kick the extra point, you get the onside kickoff, you get it, you go score, you go for 2, and you tie it. So our kids, you didn't see any quitting in those kids. Nobody was hanging their heads. We were keeping them up. We were keeping them going. They were keeping themselves going. So, no, I didn't, we ran it back, but I'm glad Trey ran it back, but our kids were thinking we were right in it. I think that made it 24-16. I mean, you're a 1-possession game. You're 1 play away from tying or scoring and then going for 2 to tie it, which we should never have had to go for 2 because you're never supposed to get an extra point block right up the middle. Yes, sir.
What was it that you told the team in the locker room following the game?
It's us. It's us. All due respect to Arkansas State and anybody else that's beating us, they went out and they did it. And so it's about them and their team. They won the game. But we make critical errors in critical situations. And so one game it was the offense doing it. Now this game it was the special teams doing it. And again, we'll continue to get better. I mean, at some point we will get our long snappers back, and we're not going to ask a linebacker to have to do that. There's nobody in the world that plans to play their 4th-team long snapper, So we'll get those guys back, and that'll shore up that. Okay, we'll get a guy to make sure that he does his job and blocks. We'll get a guy to make sure that on punt we contain the ball like we're supposed to. Those are the things. So it's us. It's not. They're not getting out schemed. They're not getting out played or out toughed. It's not that at all. It's we make crucial mistakes, and a lot of those mistakes are coming for some of the young guys in some areas that we're struggling in right now. And today you saw it exposed on special teams.
How much sleep do you think you're going to get tonight?
Me? I have no idea.
For the Trey Barnett, it seems like he's a kid that can have some explosive
Oh.
You see yourself at this point as a young guy, possibly getting more plays for him, doing some things.
Oh, we got a lot of plays in for him, but there's certain plays that they won't let you run. You know what I'm saying? We got Trey running inside zone. We got him on the sweeps. We got him getting him outside, got him on screens. But, there's certain things that the defense will take away in a game. But we're going to continue to get him the ball more. I think he's doing a great job for a freshman. He's a true freshman out there, and he's fast. He'll hit the hole. He'll keep his feet moving. And you saw what he could do on a kickoff return.
Nothing too negative. I just knew I had to keep my guys in it and just keep them believing that we still got time on the clock. We still can go get the game.
You have defensive pressure. When you see special teams, mistakes like that, how did you stay focused and how did you team fight to make sure you stay in the game?
Well, everybody on our team, we're all believers, you know. We just continue to believe. We know there's going to be ups and downs during games, all throughout games, so we just got to stay the course. You can't never get too high or get too low.
How would you describe your play tonight and also your rest of the defense?
I thought our defense played pretty outstanding. We usually have it set in our mind what we want to accomplish out there, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to get it done tonight.
You guys got a lot of pressure on the quarterback today. Can you talk about what you contributed to that?
Just to want to, you know, nothing new changed from our scheme. The guys just knew what we had in our mind set to do, and we just got pressure.
Does it ever get frustrating for the defense for you guys to play as well as you have in pretty much the entire season, and other groups, other units really weren't performing up to your level?
It gets frustrating every now and then, but our coaches do a great job in just continuing to remind us that we can't focus on what we can't control. So the things that we can control, those are the things that we focus on.
I'm not sure if you heard, but Bobby Baker had got the team around just before kickoff of the second half. What was he saying to you guys? Huddle up on the sideline.
You know, I was in the back end of the huddle, and I really couldn't hear too much of what he was saying.
How'd your body feel?
Very sore. Very sore.
You would all afraid that a loss like this when there's some big miscues in special teams, especially that it might throw off the team trying to close out the rest of the season. Got talking with their heads down and have
Yeah, we've definitely talked about it, but I don't think any of our guys are giving up on the season yet. You know, we have a lot of seniors, and our guys understand that we're fighting for our seniors.